Doing well. Hi, I'm McCauley in Syracuse, New York. Pray it off. We're in the 7th week of our session 11, but it's actually our 6th year of Pray It Off. We come every week, and every week we talk about a different topic. And we're right about that time. It's February, it's Valentine's Day, we got St. Patrick's Day, we got Easter, then it's summer, graduations, weddings, holidays, then it's Halloween, then it's Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas, and then we start it all again because that's how we live our lives. We're going to talk about how can we excuse-proof our weight loss journey. Here's what the article starts out by saying, I'm too busy, I'm stressed, I have PMS. Here's how you can stop whining and start losing. We fool ourselves into thinking it's okay to give into temptation, focusing on short-term gratification instead of long-term consequences. Several people tonight, and this is a true story. Some people think I make this stuff up. I'd have to go to confession if I was making this stuff. It's true. I said to them, why don't you give up pizza for Lent? It's really a good idea to give it up. Some people just cannot grasp the fact that if you do not change, nothing will change. You have to do something different. You have to eat a little bit less, move a little bit more. Because if you just do all the same things and eat all the same things, you're either going to stay the same or you're going to gain. Here's a cop-out, I'm on vacation. Now, I love how they say in 1 week you can add 4 to 6 pounds of vacation. I can gain 10 pounds. I get 10 pounds vacation easy. We think we deserve this, we deserve this. I'm not saying people don't. But what they're saying is instead of trying for perfection, instead of saying, I won't eat chips on vacation. Chips, have a lobster tail, have a cocktail. Do you really need those empty chips? Play games with yourself. Have a protein plus cereal for breakfast if you're going to go out to dinner that night. But so many people, they have the donuts for breakfast or the bacon and eggs and toast for breakfast and then a sub for lunch and then going out for dinner. You got to give up some things. You can still have a good time. Now, many of us are beyond the PMS stage, but for those of you who aren't, you can talk about, I had a hot flash, I have this, my wife's got PMS. Well, my husband would gain weight whenever I had PMS, believe me. Because in order to bite his tongue, he just kept eating things. I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to say anything. So, the thing is, we need to, and the funny thing is, whenever I did have terrible PMS, I'd want chips, I'd want salty, I want that food. That didn't make me feel any better. You know, one of the first things they tell you when you have bad hormones, whether it's hot flashes or whatever, to watch the sodium, to watch the sugar, have healthy high fiber snacks. Also, sometimes a cop-out is, but my husband eats so much more than me. Or I went to a party and I didn't want to be rude. Or they eat all that, why can't I? I am telling you, every week I look at 80 to 100 food logs. And for a few moments, I hate a couple of you. Because what you're eating, I'm like, oh my gosh, if I ate that, I would be back up to 370, and they're losing a pound. But I'm not you, you're not me. If you're trying to keep up with your 17-year-old son, or your husband, or your friend, you're going to get in trouble because you can't look at what other people eat and think you're going to be the same. Also, you think, I'm going to go to the movies. I always have popcorn when I go to the movies. Do you think that if you sat in your seat to watch Lincoln and the computerized movie was about to start, do you think you wouldn't still watch the movie if you did not have popcorn? You do not have to have popcorn. One of the things we do is in one pocket I put a bottle of water, and in the other one I might have a granola bar. I don't, but it's a good choice. You don't have to have milk duds just because you're going to the movies. If you don't change something, nothing will change. And here's the big one. I'm so stressed out. I'm so stressed out. And you know what happens when you're stressed out? It's the whole caveman thing. It's that whole adrenaline rush. I was so stressed out last Saturday that on Sunday I was almost immobile. I was like, ugh, because every song he sang, I was in the audience going, that's what mothers do, you know. Every high note he went for, I was like, I was like, I actually, my body hurt because I didn't realize how tense I was. I was like this, you know, and people were like, oh, he did great, thank you. Oh, I was like, oh, you know, and then Sunday, and then I didn't overeat over it, but here's what I said to Bob. We got home Saturday night after 2 performances in one day, and I said, Bob, you know how I gave up beer until Memorial Day? And he goes, yeah. I go, I really want a couple of beers right now. And you know what? He's like, well, it'd be okay. He never denies me anything, which is part of the problem. But I said, and you know what? I'm not going to. I'm not. Let me have a decaf cup of coffee. So here it is midnight. I'm drinking decaf coffee when I really wanted a beer because I made a promise that I wasn't going to do it. And that's what we have to do it for ourselves. And a lot of people in the room have adult onset diabetes. And they're always saying, I'm worried about my blood sugar getting low, so I had to have a half a gallon ice cream. So what I say to them is, how about lean turkey, low-fat cottage cheese? You know, your protein raises your blood sugar and keeps it stable for several hours. No one in the group who has adult onset diabetes ever says to me, you know, I felt like a little woozy, so I had some lean turkey and I felt a lot better. No one says that. And I want you to begin to start to say that. Here's something else. I see it with so many of you, and you don't have to raise your hands. You had a great weekend. You lost 3 pounds. Woo, woo, you lost 3 pounds. You're on fire. So it's Friday, and you think, man, I did so good last week. I'm going to have a sub. And then it's Saturday. Pizza and wings, I'm in. I was great last week. And then the next thing you know, it's Thursday night, and you gain back the 3 pounds you lost last week and 1 more. And you go, but I was so good last week. And I say, that was last week. It's this week now. We think in terms of weeks. I've even had people point me out their last meal. They'll have like everything like pizza, wings, ice cream, donuts, and then they'll say, I had a turkey burger last night. I see that, yes. Did you think that it was going to say, oh, my body, oh, I had a turkey burger? Forget about the rest of it. You can just eliminate it now. We think of ourselves in terms of our last meal. I was so good my last meal. Well, what about the 25 other meals you had before then? I haven't eaten all day. And here's where we get into huge, gigantic trouble. There should be rare occurrences when you haven't eaten all day unless you're fasting. And I don't tell people, I don't say you need to fast. Fasting is personal. Fasting is something that, you know, yesterday is funny. And I'm only telling you this because it's a funny story. So I fasted, I always fast on Ash Wednesdays and etc. So somebody said, well, aren't you going to eat anything? And I was all ready to say, I'm fasting. And then I thought, well, won't I be like a Pharisee then? Won't I be like, I'm a Pharisee, I'm telling everyone. So I said, oh yeah, I'm okay. Because I just didn't, our sacrifices for Lent, I never go over my book with Bob. I never say, Bob, look what I'm doing. Look at all these great things. Our sacrifice should be personal and directed to God. You can tell me if you want to share something with me. I'm not faulting anyone. But if you run into work and you say to everybody, I'm giving up pizza, you know, if you want to do that, that's okay too. But God wants a personal relationship with us where our sacrifice is for Him. That's one advice I give you. Getting back to you haven't eaten all day. If you're not fasting and you haven't eaten, you should plan. You should get up. You should have baggies of stuff. We hard boil like 6 eggs on Sunday night. So if I want a hard boiled egg, they're there. Here's something else. 3 low-intensity workouts a week raised people's energy levels by 20% and decreased fatigue by 65% after 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, that means you do it for 6 weeks and you do it 3 times a week. So you keep doing it, and it will get better over time. And it only says 3 low intensity. Low intensity. Here's another excuse we say, I just need to have a pick-me-up. How many times has food been our pick-me-up? And it got to the point where we had so much food, no one could pick us up. You know what I mean? There is no pick-me-up there. You know, what it is we're turning to food for entertainment, for our friend, for our comfort. I'm too busy to eat right now. You know, I guess that might be something that, hey, oh, to eat right. I'm too busy to eat right. Yes, I've heard that excuse a million times. But if you're broiling chicken breast on Sunday, then you make so much of it, and then one night in the week you can cut it up and put it on a salad. There's so many different things you can do if you do things when you do have time. All right, I'm going to stop right there, Bob.